All right, so we are going to do Act 2, and we're going to combine Scene 5 and 6 together because they're both pretty short, and especially Scene 6, there's not a whole lot that happens, just one really important thing. So let's see, we'll jump back in here right away. So Scene 5, we are back in Capulet's orchard. Hang on, let me add this to the notes real quick. Won't be many notes on this because not a lot happens, but the nurse is in it, so there is a lot of talking. Okay, so Juliet is here. She is talking to herself for a long time again, so it is another soliloquy. She's just kind of right now worried or excited, worried about what's going to happen. So she says, I sent the nurse away a long time ago. I wonder what's going on. She's excited about the concept of marrying Romeo, but she is a little bit nervous too. She has butterflies. So Juliet waits for the nurse to return. She is nervous. Okay. So the nurse comes in. Enter the nurse and Peter. She runs right up to her. Oh, honey nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? Send thy man away. So get rid of Peter. Peter stay at the gate. Peter leaves. That's all Peter's in here for. Juliet says, oh, why lookest thou so sad? So the nurse comes in and she looks kind of sad. Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face. So Juliet's really worried now because the nurse comes back from talking to Romeo and she looks really sad and kind of downcast. So Juliet's concerned that something's wrong. The nurse says, I'm weary, give me a while. Fie, how my bones ache. What a jaunts have I, or bounce difficult journey. So the nurse is saying, oh, I'm too tired to tell you right now. Give me a minute. Juliet gets a little impatient here, but she's still waiting. I would thou hadst my bones, and I thy news. Nay, come, pray thee, speak. Good nurse, speak. So what's the news? What did Romeo say? Nurse again, Jesu, what haste? Could you not stay a while? Do you not see that I am out of breath? So the nurse is all out of breath. She's basically playing this up. She knows she has news that Juliet wants, and she's milking it a little bit, right? You guys have all done that before where you have good news, but you don't want to tell the person right away to see how aggravated you can make them. So, nurse, let's see here, is messing with Juliet. Well, I don't really like the way that is. I'll try to find a better way to phrase that. Anyway, so the nurse is she's playing it up a lot. She's saying, oh, I'm out of breath. My bones ache. Juliet goes through and says, okay, that's fine. Is the news good or bad? What's the situation? She's getting more and more worked up all the time. The nurse says, well, you made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo, know not he, though his face be better than any man. His leg excels all men's, and for hand and a foot and a body, though they be not talked on, yet they are past compare. So Romeo's a really good-looking guy. He is not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What, have you dined at home? So she says, Romeo's a really good-looking guy. He's not the nicest, but he's really good-looking. Oh, have you eaten yet? So she's still messing around with her. Juliet says, no, no, but all this I knew before, so I know he's attractive. What says he of our marriage? What of that? The nurse again, Lord, how my head aches. What a head have I. It beats as it would fall in 20 pieces. My back, ah, t'other side, ah, my back, my back. Be sure your heart for sending me about to catch my death with jouncing up and down. So once again, her back hurts. She's just messing around. She's kind of holding back information. I am just going to put that. Nurse doesn't tell Juliet news immediately. Mess with her. And the reason she's doing it is because she's excited, because she has good news. Juliet is trying to be nice now, trying to coax it out of her. Faith, I'm sorry that you're not well. So I'm sorry you feel bad. Sweet, sweet, sweet nurse, tell me what says my love. The nurse says, your love says like an honest gentleman and a courteous and a kind and a handsome, and I warrant a virtuous. Where is your mother? And then Juliet kind of loses her temper a little bit. Where is my mother? Why, she's within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother? The nurse then gets upset. Oh, God's lady, dear, are you so hot? So not attractive, but impatient. Mary, come up, I trow. Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforth, do your messages yourself. So basically, take your own messages if you're going to be angry with me. Juliet says, here's such a coil or fuss. Come, what says Romeo? So what did he say? And the nurse brings it up. Have you got leave to go to shrift today or to confession? Remember, Juliet says, I have. I can go to confession. And then the nurse tells her the plan. So you're going to go to confession. Friar Lawrence will marry you once you're there. And then tonight, to fetch a ladder, Romeo, by which your love must climb a bird's nest soon when it is dark. So just climb the balcony. I'm the drudge and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. A little dirty joke there. Go all to dinner, hie you to the cell. Juliet says hi to high fortune, honest nurse, farewell, exit. So all we have here is, my page will load, nurse tells Juliet the plan. Eventually, I'm going to put eventually. So basically all that happens in this scene is Juliet wants to know what happened. The nurse messes with her by holding it back, and then eventually tells her what the plan is, which is for them to go to confession and all that. Hopefully you guys know what the plan is by now. All right, so we are going to jump right into scene 6. We are back in Friar Lawrence's cell. So remember his little house where he lives with all the garden around. Enter Friar Lawrence and Romeo. Let's see here. So this whole exchange right here, I'm not going to spend a really long time with it because they're going back and forth a little bit. Friar Lawrence is excited because he thinks he's going to end the feud with this. Romeo is excited because he's going to marry Juliet. Friar Lawrence, though, says something really important here. And if you guys have ever seen Westworld, they actually quote this line. I would not recommend you watch Westworld. But these violent delights have violent ends. So basically, this is happening really, really quickly, and falling in love this quickly usually doesn't end well, is what he's saying. But he's still going ahead with it. He is still going to marry them. Here's a picture. This scene here, usually the way it's showed, or at least the way it was showed in the movie here, is Romeo and Juliet are kind of trying to get at each other the entire time, and the friar's keeping them back, like, wait till you get married. So Juliet comes in, they see each other. Let's see here. Ah, Juliet, if the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be more, to blazon it then sweet with thy breath, this neighbor air, and let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive in either by this dear encounter. So they're very excited to be married. Juliet responds in kind. She's very excited. They're both very in love. Friar Lawrence says, come, come with me, and we will make short work, for by your leaves you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate 2 in 1. So cool it down, kids. You're not married yet, basically. All right, scene 5. Romeo and Juliet are married. And something funny here too is it actually happens off scene. So this just shows the two of them meeting, and then they go off the stage, and that's when they're supposed to be married. So that is it for Act 2. Same as last time. You guys are just going to go through. There will be a study guide, really similar to last time. There will be a look at quiz to do. You guys should be able to do it as a class, but you can practice on your own if you need to as well. If that link ever doesn't work for you, just shoot me an email and I'll try to get it figured out. But you'll have a quiz over this, and then we're just going to do a quiz over one more act. So you guys are almost finished with the Romeo and Juliet quizzes once you're done with this one. So good luck. Email me if you have any questions as always, and enjoy the rest of your week.